Uh. Some people have everything and other people don't. But everything don't mean a thing if it ain't the thing you want. Express yourself. Express yourself. I do it. I do it.
Woo! Good morning. Happy Monday, beautiful people. I'm trying to get my lighting right. Welcome to LoveBabz, LoveTalk. I'm Babz Rawls-Ivy. And it's Monday. It's raining. Like you could hear the rain. You could hear it. I'm not averse to the rain. I actually like it. And now that I gotta work. Ooh, that's terrible. I don't know why I can't get this. I feel like the lighting situation is just not working in my favor. I don't know what that's about. That looks pretty decent. I need some lighting people to come in and fix it. I'm usually good about this. Like I'm trying to like make sure I don't look ashy or washed out. You know what I mean? So anyway, let's get into it. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I had a great weekend. Oh, Tom Breen's birthday party was so good. And then he told me that Lucy is pregnant. I was so excited. I'm so excited. So excited. Like that's such a big deal, you know, because I married them. So I feel like I'm part of their family. I'm squarely rooted in their story. So congratulations, Tom and Lucy. Such good news. Such good news. I was just beyond over the moon. Yay. So that was good. That was Saturday. And then we ran over to the city gallery and saw Susan Clinard, Linda Mickens, and Shonda Holloway. They were my guests on Thursday. And I got to see their exhibit, which is stunning. So if you have not seen this exhibit, get your asses over there and see the work of these three women. It is stunning, just absolutely stunning. So I'm going to go back because it's there through the 20th. So I'm going to go back when I can spend some time by myself. Because, you know, when you're at a reception, it's like people and wine everywhere, you know, tight. So I'm going to go back when I can just take it all in by myself. But some of the work is just gorgeous, just gorgeous, gorgeous. So, and then Yife's cousin Dwayne was in town. He came and hung out on the porch a little bit. And that was pretty cool. So, I mean, you know, life is good. Life is good. Life is good. Can't complain. So that was the weekend. And then yesterday, Marguerite Burke showed up. Now, Marguerite Burke, I met her through my friend Ann Mazzaro. Marguerite Burke is an international captain. So she can sail the 7 seas anywhere. And she has a 42-foot yacht that she keeps in the Caribbean. And she has a place here and a couple places in St. Croix, place St. Martin. So she stopped by, brought a bottle of wine, and we caught up. And I don't think I've seen her in like a long time. So it was really nice to just sit and talk. And she's going to be on the vineyard at the same time I'll be in the vineyard. So hopefully we'll run into each other again. Because I leave for Martha's Vineyard on Thursday. So I won't be here Thursday and Friday. Because I'll be on Martha's Vineyard. I won't be here Thursday, Friday, or Monday. So get me a little summertime in. A little taste of summer. You know, because I stay on the grind and I got to take my little breaks wherever I can get them. So yeah, so this will be nice. I hadn't had a break since my birthday, since I went to Marrakesh, and that was good. So this will be my little summer break. Thursday, Friday, and Monday. So it gives me a nice little long weekend on the vineyard. And I'll be there for the jazz festival. So it'll be really, really nice. So I'm excited about that. Let's see, what else? Ooh, excuse me. You know what happens when I get 7 hours of sleep? I feel sleepier. When I get 5 hours of sleep, 3, 4 hours, when I get 4 or 5 hours of sleep, I feel way more refreshed. I get 7 to 8 hours of sleep, I feel like I'm dragging. But I'm gonna still try to shoot for 7 hours, no matter, because they say that's the magic number for sleep. But it just makes me feel tired. And it's funny, Harry. I was thinking about Arrested Development. I was singing that before I even turned on the computer. Before I even logged in. So when I logged in and I heard it, I was like, all right. And it's 50 years of hip hop, so that was just so appropriate. And we have to find a way to celebrate hip hop. So Harry, why don't we play like a hip hop song every day, like something, I don't know, you pick something good, somebody, so we can celebrate 50 years of hip hop. I can't believe hip hop is 50 years. This feels like it's much younger than that because I am 60. I don't remember listening to hip hop when I was 10. I didn't come to hip hop until I was a teenager. Like I didn't come to rap music until Run DMC and, like Slick Rick and all that kind of stuff. I was thinking about this. I was like, what was the first hip hop song I heard? I think it was like, like Slick Rick and Sugar Hill Gang and Diggable Planets and all those cats. Dougie Fresh. And then oh yeah, Run DMC. And then I started getting into rap. Like I wasn't really into it. And I had a very short window for enjoying it, right? I had like a very short window. Because it was not my favorite mode of music. I dug some stuff, but not all of it. And then after a while, it just got on my nerves. And I absolutely hated gangster rap, because it just felt so hard. And I didn't live a hard life. So, I came up harsh, but I didn't live hard. So it wasn't music for my evolution, and it wasn't really the backdrop of my music. But there were some songs listen, there were some songs that you play, and I was like, all right now, I was a big Tupac Shakur fan. I liked Biggie, I liked Diddy back in the day. There was a lot of them that I liked. I liked a lot of the women. I love Queen Latifah. I love MC Light. So I listened to some music. I listened to some rap and some hip hop. But can I tell you if I had some real favorites? I think Sugar Hill Gang was probably my favorite because they were the first one. That was the first bunch of rap words that I knew that I could sing. Do you know what I mean? And sing it like strong with conviction. It's like a hip hop, hippity, hip hip to the hop pop, bang bang, up jump the boogie. You know what I mean? Like if it comes on, I can sing it. Some of these things. Like you ask me now, I couldn't sing that near damn thing. But if you play the music, I know all the words. And I'm like that with a lot of songs. Like if you ask me to sing a song, I probably won't know the words. But if you play the music, I'm so into it. So 50 years of hip hop. I should have somebody on to talk about hip hop. Maybe I have Dooley come on, because he was at the beginning of that stuff too, and he was running around Europe doing hip hop. So put out a couple of CDs. So, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Anyway, that's the world that we live in. So let me tell you something. I don't know if y'all paid attention, if y'all are on the gram or you paid attention to social media, where there was this fight in Alabama, in Montgomery at the water. I guess the guy that works, the brother that works on the wharf, was mad. No, the brother wasn't mad. The white folks was on a boat, and another boat needed to get in, and they needed to get out the way, and they didn't want to get out of the way for the bigger boat. And so the brother that just was a worker on the wharf was like, just doing his working. They jump off their boat and they go try to beat his ass. And let me tell you something. Black folks jumped off boats. There was a young brother that jumped in the water and swam across the channel, climbed up and jumped in the melee. And let me tell you something. Black folks came from all over the place and whooped these white folks' ass. And then there was this one brother with a folding chair, and he was putting some work in with this folding chair with these white folks coming off this boat trying to start some mess. And so Black internet, Black social media can take something and run with it all day. All day. Let me tell you something. I can't even describe how much fun this has been to watch this, to look at this, to crack up about this. But they done went and found the brother that actually invented the folding chair, which was hilarious. And now everybody's throwing up folding chairs in solidarity. But it just, his name is Nathaniel Alexander. He invented the folding chair. So everybody's been posting up all this stuff. But, and everybody's got it. Because this little white boy got up there and thought he was going to whip this brother's butt. So he's going to get up there, he gets to fighting. And the next thing you know, you see brothers running from every which kind of way. And then they're going to call themselves jumping this Black brother. They jump on him, these white people, they jump on him, they hitting him, all this other kind of stuff. And let me tell you something. This brother comes down the ramp. This brother swims across the channel. Brothers coming down the ramp. They are coming, like they are running. And let me tell you, the brother that jumps in the water, he jumps in the water and swims to the fight. So damn this, Black people don't swim. He jumped in the water and swam to the fight and got in there and mixed it up. Listen, and then when it's all said and done, because there was so much video of how the white people started it. The white people started it. So at the end, you see all the white people handcuffed sitting on the ground looking beat up. Somebody got their ass whooped so bad they went clean through their Crocs. So the Crocs were sitting on their shins. This is a classic case of F around and find out. And then somebody said, this is F around and find out exponentially, meaning effing around, all kinds of effing around, all kinds of finding out exponentially. Was hilarious. So everybody's got to post it up. So if you have a chance to see it, it's just, listen, white folks, stay in your lane. Because I know you in Montgomery, Alabama, but this is not 1963, baby. This is 2023. And these Black people are going to kick your ass. Roll tape. That brother was just doing his job. And they got out of pocket. They ran up on him like he was like he was the problem. He's like, I'm just doing my job. And they jumped on him. So thank God the police didn't come and be all stupid. Yeah. Anyway, that was an amazing, funny thing. That was fun. So I had a good laugh. And I tell you what, the funniest part was the way that people just ran with it and just made it funnier. And if you're on Black social media, just go look, like go to the Shade Room, or I don't even know if there's Black X, formerly Twitter. I don't know if there's Black X. I don't know if that's that, but I would suggest that people go check out Black Twitter. That would be kind of fun, and you'll get a huge laugh, because all the memes that came out of it, just hilarious. I hope the brother's all right. I hope everybody's all right. Anyway, so people are going in on it, and it's still fun. It's still the funniest thing. Still the funniest thing. So I didn't really pay too much politics, although I, like most people, I like the State Department. I like the Pentagon. I'm concerned about China and Russia, doing some kind of, I guess they're being intimidating. Is that how we're supposed to view them being off the coast of Alaska? I mean, they're still in international waters. They ain't crossed that line. But here again, this is another example of F around and find out, China and Russia. F around and find out. Because I don't know. Maybe this is some kind of intimidation. They're training together, maneuvers, whatever it is they think they're doing. I don't know. But careful. You know how this go. Don't start none, won't be none. And I think they are anxious, because things ain't going right with Ukraine. And Russia feels some kind of way about that. And then I hear, Russians are making alliances with some countries in Africa. Listen, I ain't mad at that. Because let me tell you what I know. There are no permanent enemies. There are no permanent friends in international matters. That's it. So they're gonna supply some grain. They're gonna pick up the shipping charge. They like Amazon on steroids. I'm like, okay, we can work with that. But if they get out of pocket, they could get handled too. That's it. That's just diplomacy. We cool until we ain't. We're gonna be cool until we ain't. And I think that's how everybody's gonna have to deal with Russia. We're gonna be cool until we ain't. And then when we ain't, then we got to come with something. I don't know. So anyway, I don't have any guests until tomorrow. And the guests that I have tomorrow are the folks that are part of the online journalism, the New Haven Independence project around reviewing our arts around the country. And they've got a couple of places that they are squarely starting with: Oakland, Tulsa, and New York. And I think there might be a couple others. But anyway, the cast of critics are coming on. Art critics are coming on tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Tomorrow. And they're going to talk about all the stuff that they've been checking out. And I've been reading it. So if you go to New Haven Independent, you can read what they have to offer. It's showing up in their respective cities and towns, in their online publications, and then it's going to be here. But we're going to have a conversation tomorrow, because there's been some cool stuff. And I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't be adverse to going to these places and checking it out and being live there. I'm just saying. I know we're not a big budget outfit like other places, but I'm just saying, put me on an Avelo and get me a nice little room somewhere, a couple of days. I only need a couple of days, so I could run through, eat, drink, and be merry, and then roll with the art critics and have a real conversation. I'm just trying to make more work for myself. But anyway, they're gonna be on a Thursday, and I'm so looking forward to talking to them, because I think it'll be I think it'll be hella fun and interesting. And I've forgotten how much I love reading art critic stuff. Like when people go to stuff and they talk about it, artistic stuff. And there's a couple of things in New York that I was like, I really would like to go see it. There's something that I want to see now that somebody was writing about that I kind of want to go see before the 20th. And it's a bit of a challenge because, time is of the essence. But I mean, that might just be it might be a wonderful thing to pop in. Let's see. Oh, so there's a bunch of stuff. So there's some stuff going on. So, but yeah, if you get a chance, go over to the arts. Go over to the New Haven Independent and check out the arts stuff. That would be really good. I've yet to get over to I've never been to the arts. I've never been to the Yale Summer Cabaret. Never. Which is funny. When I tell that to people, they're like, what? You? No, I haven't. And it's because it always comes up and I always like in other spaces. So now I'm gonna go look at their calendar and see what I could catch. Lucy did a piece on Pride 365. So I'm gonna go read that. And I'm gonna go to their website and see what they got coming up next. I mean, summer is, rolling out, but I don't care. I'm sure they got some stuff going on. I'm sure they got one or two more things. Yes. So I see the candidates are still out there stomping. Lean Brenham is out there trying to get a petition. So good. That's what you're supposed to do. Like, fight. You want it, you gotta fight for it. You ain't get the nomination, you ain't get the nod, the backing. Fight. Get in there and fight. I'm excited. So anyway, let's see what else is going on. I was trying to find oh, they got some new stuff up. Okay. From Tulsa, the far-flung review crew dispatches. Okay, so in Oakland, they got parking lot comedy night is lit. Oh, I want to read about that. Oh, Jamil Ragland is in Hartford. So he's the Hartford connection. A new way of seeing through oh, that's right, the Frederick Douglass. I need to get to Hartford to see that. Oh my God. See, this is why you need art. You need this kind of thing so that you could oh, Harry, you put it up on the the Black Aquaman. You don't even got to call him the Black Aquaman because Jason Momoa, it was the Aquaman, and Jason Momoa ain't white. So there you go. So Aquaman, he got into listen, we'll get into a fight. Let me tell you something. So anyway, so going back to the art critic stuff. So now I got to spend some time reading all of this because I want to know. Now I'm going to pick a day and I'm going to drive up to the Frederick Douglass at the, I got to go and see this because there's another piece up there too that goes with it. So I'm going to go see it. I'm going to go check it out. Ooh, it's time to color this hair again. Oh, well, we'll see what happens. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, the Community Foundation, they gave out $2 million to 77 nonprofits. That's it? Just $2 million? They got more money than that? 77 is a lot. How much is that? Is that like $100 a piece? I'm just saying. Let me not talk bad about the Community Foundation. That's all right. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go back and read these. And when you read about other people's art exhibitions, it inspires you because you're thinking, parking lot comedy. I wonder if we could do that here. Sure, we can. And now that I'm part of the Regicides, the Broken Umbrella people, and I've yet to go to one rehearsal and show up for one thing, but I just got to get past all I got too many irons in the fire, and I like it like that. Yeah, baby, I like it like that. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, thank you to all the people who still listen to me. I appreciate you. I saw some folks shout me out. Technology, facial recognition, false arrest. Harry, don't get me started on false arrest, because I'm reading Nicholas's Dawidoff's book, The Other Side of Prospect, and I'm heated. Harry, if that book had been a TV, it would have been slammed to the ground. Because I read how I just think I gotta have a bigger conversation with some people. And then, on the heels of Charles Ogletree, who was a personal hero of mine, a Harvard professor, beloved Harvard professor. Let me tell you how I came to know Charles Ogletree, and I'll tie this all in together. He was on PBS did a thing called A Question of Ethics, and he was the host, and he assembled a wide panel of people, and they put a question out there to deal with it ethically. And this was the most fascinating thing I've ever watched. I loved this so much. It didn't last. I don't know how long it lasts, but I loved it. And in the back of my mind, I always dreamed of doing something like that. Here, A Question of Ethics. Assemble the best and the brightest minds to tackle an issue. And so I saw Charles Ogletree be the host of this, and he was brilliant. And I just was so like, wow, So he just passed away a few days ago, and the outpouring of love and respect and admiration is just stunning. So anyway, so I say all that to say, I've got a fire lit in me about the way children are processed in the system, the way detectives carry on. And I'm gonna have a conversation with the chief. And honestly, and this is gonna be my rant, my thing. And I don't know if Chief Carl Jacobson is listening to me now, but I'm gonna call you, bruh, and we're gonna have a conversation. Because I honestly think the Nicholas Dawidoff book ought to be police-wide reading. I don't know if you could make it mandatory, but at least every incoming police academy across this state, maybe across the country, should read this book and then have discussion about it. Because I think you're gonna have to do a couple of things, to clean up police departments across this country, because it's easy to say defund, but what is, and I know what that means, contrary to these right-winger dummies, ninny heads who think it means, oh, we're not gonna have any police. Like, shut up. That's not what that means. It means demilitarize the police department and put some supports in place that speak to what the community needs. That's what defund the police department means. So all you ninny heads talking about, you don't want any police. Nobody is saying they don't want no police. What is wrong with you? If my car gets stolen, I want to call the cops, and I want them to come. And I want them to come and take my statement, not beat my ass, right? That's what I want. So I think this Nicholas Dawidoff book should be standard reading. And I'm gonna task the chief with getting his captains and all the people, read this book, and then y'all get together and talk about this, because honestly, this is the New Haven Police Department. And I know the detectives that did this mess, Quinn and Willoughby, they're no longer there because they, Willoughby got caught up in some other mess, and he ended up resigning still, and he got exonerated from that foolishness. But even getting exonerated from that foolishness just shows that the police department's got to do some other stuff. You got to have some other checks and balances. And I wore Paul Bass's ear off at Tom Breen's party because I was so incensed. The fact that this kid, Bobby, was tagged for a murder he didn't commit. And at any time they could have stopped this charade, and they didn't. And they let it go all the way to, they let it go on and on and on and on. And I couldn't for the life of me see where the stopgaps were. Like, who checks the detectives? Doesn't somebody get to look over their work and say, all right, this is what you're saying, but where's the proof, the evidence? There ought to be a checklist. Did you do this? Did you do this? And you know what? And this foolishness about, well, we have to trust the detectives. They have their methods and all this other kind of mess. Are you We would never accept that from a surgeon or your dentist or whatever. We would never accept that. No place would we accept without checks and balances. No place. So why do detectives get to have carte blanche? Why? And here's the crazy part for me, because it just seems like they were just incompetent detectives. Because I'm sitting here and I'm reading this thing, and I'm no detective. I'm just playing one on the radio. I'm no detective. I'm just playing one on the radio. But I'm thinking, when old girl, when he went to old girl's house and parked in front of her house, she had to tell that old lady, his girlfriend told her son or grandson or whatever the hell, nephew or whatever it was, that this cat always has money, blah, 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 blah. That was a setup right there. It was just a setup. He was sitting on West Ivy. She knew, he knew, only people knew that was her. And then the next thing you know, these kids run up on him and kill him, shoot him. And wait, this little boy, Bobby, he ain't got no habit of this. They got this kid, Major, who's been running around, got at least six to eight bodies under his belt. They don't pick this kid up. They don't pick up this serial killer. They pick up the innocent kid and they run with it. So that makes me think something else is at work here. Now, the Major kid is a little gun for hire. So he wasn't a gang. He was like a lone wolf. So this is my thinking. Because otherwise, this doesn't make any sense that Willoughby and Quinn would press so hard to see this kid go down for some mess that he didn't do. So that means that Willoughby, I don't know if I could get sued for saying all this kind of stuff. I hope not. This just observation. I'm not saying it's true. I can't prove none of this. I'm thinking somebody said, you got to protect our shooter, our guy. This is our guy. He do our dirty work. You got to just look out for him. Keep your eye on him. Listen, we need him out here doing the assassin work that we can't do. And because corruption is a thing, maybe that's what they was into. Can't prove it because everybody went left, right, up, down, and didn't follow this through. I don't know why cops would want to have bad cops among them. I don't see that. I just don't get it. Why do good cops want to rock out with bad cops? Why do they want bad cops to set the tone and timbre for how people see police officers? Why? Why do you want bad cops to represent you? That's the part I don't get. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. If I'm a cop and I'm good at what I do, I want that to show up. I don't want the bad cop's reputation to taint me. Oh, hell no. So that's why I say this book should be standard reading for everybody that comes into the police academy. Everybody that comes into the police academy ought to have to read this book, and then they have to have facilitated conversations about it. I don't give a damn, because the only way you're going to change culture is to get people to understand, to reset people's moral compasses. Because it just seemed like Willoughby had no moral compass, and I know why he don't have a moral compass. We share DNA, so I get that. I get it. I get it. I get it. But that just bothered me. And then that stupid ass state's attorney guy. Oh my God! And he goes further with it. Clark. He goes further with it. Well, he signed a confession. No child should be able to sign a confession without parental oversight or guardian ad litem. None. I don't care. And you know what else they should have in police departments? There should be signs in all these interrogation rooms. From the moment you walk, there be signs everywhere. You don't have to say a damn thing. Call an attorney. And there should be like a 1-800 call attorney. If you need one for 15 minutes, to just like walk you out of this mess until you can go get an attorney. This is why I want to be an attorney, because I want to be that 1-800 attorney. Because I swear to God, they should not have had that. freaking picked this kid up off the street, didn't tell his parents nothing, took him downtown, held him, and not near one of these cops walking by or nothing saying, oh, this is wrong. You can't do this. Don't do that. You cannot hold 15-year-old kids for hours and hours and hours and give them soda and chips, and then swear to them, I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to get you to take a 10-year probation plea. And you know it's a lie. It is an outright lie. And you swear this. See, this is how sexual predators get away with harming children, because they swear them to secrecy. This is what happens. So this is akin to sexual predator-ish to me. Swore this child to secrecy and swore the other child to secrecy. Don't tell anybody, it's gonna mess up your deal. Don't say anything, it's gonna mess up your deal. And they driving around the neighborhood glaring at him and scaring him and all this other kind of stuff, and threatening and all this other kind of stuff. That should never happen. Should not happen. So I'm gonna task the chief with citywide read, a police-wide read, and the fire department too. Anybody who's in services, they should read this, because this is such an outrageous miscarriage of justice that it just I'm trying to finish it, and I asked Paul and Carol, I was like, is there a happy ending to this? And they were like, I'm afraid not. I mean, there is a happy ending in the sense that he gets out and he gets a huge settlement, but that can't make up for. And you're reading how he is trying to stay sane in an insane situation. How he's trying to stay sane in an insane situation. I'm reading it, but I tell you, I can't let this go. It is in my veins how this miscarriage of justice. You talk about prosecutorial misconduct. No child should be made to sign nothing without the consent of a guardian ad litem, their parents, the grandparents, some community activist, some damn body, somebody. And then he gets up to Big Cheshire, and there's story after story of other people being beaten down by Clarence Willoughby. I'm gonna tell you something. He should have lost his pension. He should have lost, and Quinn too, they should have lost their pensions for this foolishness. You could go and tell him I said so. They should have lost their pensions, because that was unconscionable. And and every police officer at that time that knew what was going on and kept a tight lip. And then you wonder why the community has no regard for police officers. It's this kind of behavior. It is this kind of behavior. Willoughby betrayed the very community he claimed to care about, betrayed it. And I, for the life of me, I don't know what for. Bruh, for what? For the life of me. I was going to get in a room and be like, why you pick this kid? Like, what? I need somebody to just get in a room and ask him before he dies, before his health fails him and he dies. Or maybe he'll write it down on a piece of paper before he dies. This is why I did this. And just tell the truth. Walk in truth. Just tell the truth. Just tell the truth. It just bothered me. It really, and it's not like I'm gonna become an attorney, I can save anything or I can make any inroads, but damn it. Damn it. And Diane Pollan had Kwame, which was smart. But gosh, and he fought and he got off. But 15-year-old kids can't be making these decisions. You know how 15-year-old kids can't go in the store and buy alcohol or cigarettes? Same thing. That's how I see it. 15-year-old kids can't confess to a damn thing. They can't confess. Not without all some channels in place. You cannot browbeat people. That's torture. And torture is terrorism. So unless police departments are prepared to get rid of terroristic practices, then they're never gonna have a rapport with the community. As long as they are allowed to use tactics of terrorism. And there are some great cops out there. This is what I'm talking to, all the great cops out there who have relationships with people in community, who come around, who are not trying to beat kids down, who don't see kids in hoodies as weaponized threats, who see potential and not danger. There are some good cops out there. And I'm telling y'all, you good cops out there, stand your asses up and don't let these bad cops represent who you are. You got to do it. Otherwise, you're going to wear the scarlet letter that a bad cop has put on you. That's it. That's the only way out. You know, you good cops got to stand up. I cannot trust. And the chief can't do it by himself. You got to have people who be like, this is what we're going to do. And I need the chief to get serious about weeding out bad cops. You know, and it'll start with, you know what, we're going to do a police-wide read of this book. Everybody going to read this book. The janitors, the people that clean the offices, everybody going to read this book. You're going to go find some money in the budget and you're going to buy everybody that serves in that New Haven Police Department this damn book. And you're going to read it. Everybody going to read it. And then you're going to set up opportunities to have facilitated conversation. Listen, if you're not doing that, then you're not leading, because this is too important, because this is the beginning of how you fix a lot of the ills and relationships that you have in community. And you might scoff it off like, oh, we don't want to make police officers soft. Why not? Why don't you want to make police officers soft? I'm not saying they're not supposed to use their weapons when they're faced with imminent danger. I'm not suggesting that. I know what I was a police commissioner. I know the training that they go through. I know how good it is. It's some good ass training that goes on. New Haven has said you got to have 2 years of collegiate training to come on this police force. That was a huge change. You just can't walk in from high school. You got to have some college. And, and college just says it gives you opportunity to stretch your intellectual capacity for the work. With a smarter cop is a better cop. It is. I'm gonna text the chief and say, listen, I should have a conversation with you because this is what I want to. And I hope he's listening this morning. Sometimes he listens. He tells me, he's like, oh, Babz, I catch you sometimes. But I think you should find some money in the budget, buy everybody in the police department this book, from detectives to janitors, everybody, to the cats that ride the bikes, to the cat, and then and listen, go across the yard and have the police chief over there at Yale Police, make them read the book too. Tell them to find some money in their budget and all their cops buy the damn book and read it, and then y'all have some facilitated conversation. Swear to God, that's the beginning. That's the foundation in which you build how to change the culture of the police department. That mess incensed me so much. And on top of it, and listen, let me tell you why this is helpful. Because then you have police officers who harmed a person in their care, in their custody, which is care, in a truck, and he's paralyzed. The culture has to be changed. You have to get police officers to remind themselves that they too are humans and that they too are citizens and that they too have an obligation to live up to protect and serve. And that when somebody is in their custody, that means they are in their care. That's how I feel. I'm not kidding you. I feel so strongly about this. I wanted to throw my book across Ivy Street because I was reading it. And it's beautifully written. Nicholas Davidoff did a great job. It's a beautifully written book. I'm following along and I'm incensed. I can feel my blood pressure. I can feel myself boiling. I was like, this poor child. And then I'm waiting. And every time I turn the page, I'm waiting for somebody to say, all right, let's just fix this. I'm waiting. I'm reading and I'm waiting. I'm like, at some point, somebody gonna fix this. At some point, somebody's gonna write in and say, and I'm so mad at that asshole Clark who was like, well, he signed a confession. I'm thinking, if you got a child, and I don't know anything about him, maybe he does. If you got a child, put him in a room with somebody intimidating. Put him in a room with somebody intimidating. I don't know who it is. Anybody. Charles Manson, I don't know. Put him in a room with somebody who's threatening them and scaring the crap out of them, and see what your kids sign to get out of it, to get out of there, to get free. You show me. You don't even need to do your kid. Put your ass in the room with somebody intimidating and see how you do. See how you do. Right? Because at the end of the day, all you want to do is get free, get home. Listen, it's as if we didn't learn any lessons from the exonerated five, the central part, that same foolishness. And there's a method to this. I can't remember I think it's the right chart method, some method to this. And I'm thinking, y'all need to throw that method out because that method is inhumane. And listen, be better detectives. So the person that killed Major has never been found. Never been found. He's just an unknown cat. That's how it's unknown. Nobody ever seen him before. Unknown. And please don't start. Well, the community's got to help us. Yeah. Okay. That might be true. That might be true. But y'all are 0 for 1,000 with protecting. you 0 for 1,000 with protecting. And people understand. They understand where their fortunes lie. They understand that they're not going to be. And this, you can say whatever you want about snitching. Because let me tell you something about snitching. Good police officers ain't snitching on bad police officers. So you could see it, you could recognize it and have disdain for it out there in the streets, but you not doing anything to cure it within the ranks of the police department. So the creed on the street is no snitching. But guess what? So is the creed inside the New Haven Police Department and police departments across this country. So while you say, this anti-snitching stuff is, whatever, well then I think you got to clean your own house. You've got to look inside. Do you know what I mean? Like you've got to look at your own reflections. So while you want these people to put their lives on the line, none of y'all ain't willing to do it neither. None of y'all. Maybe you put an anonymous box somewhere. and don't put no cameras on it so people could just walk by without fear and slip a note in and say, this officer is doing this, and that, and the other thing. Can you investigate? And then you go about the business of investigating. And you do it quietly without a whole lot of fanfare. And then you call somebody in and say, listen, this is what we've known. We've been checking this out, whatever, what do you want to say about this? And then you tell them, go lawyer up because we're about to prosecute you. There's a lot of ways you could do this. I've never been, I'm not gonna say I've never been more incensed because I have. But this is under my skin. It's under my skin. And so I'm trying to figure out a way how I can write about this in a way and I want all the emotion. I want all the fiery emotion. I just have to figure out a way to write it without cussing. See, that's the dilemma. I can write it. I'm just trying to I need some synonyms for all the curse words. How can you say MFer without saying MFer? Is anybody out there can tell me that? Send me a note. How do I say that? Because there's nothing like a good MFer. That word is good. Sometimes listen, there's no words better than that in situations. Mofo. Is there another word for mofo? If there is, somebody send it to me. Let me know. I'll use that because I'm crafting I'm gonna craft it as soon as I finish reading this. I gotta finish reading it. It's just wearing me out. And it's exhausting. I'm like, oh my God, when do we get to the part where he gets exonerated out of this mess? Because I can't stand it. And then, Nicholas Dowdorf threw in the stats about how many people are actually innocent in prison, like 3%. But if you take 3% of I don't know, 100,000 people, that's too many damn people. I can't even imagine. This is why I don't go visit prisons, because my fear, and I still have this fear, I'm not kidding you. I don't like to go to prisons. I went a couple of years back for the Father's Day, for the Father's Dance, family dance thing that my ex-friend Mr. Kaplan and his mother, who is still my friend, funded. And that was the first time I've been in anybody's prison since I left federal prison camp. And it was an uneasy feeling. It was an uneasy, because I have this fear that they're gonna see my name written down and they be like, "Hey, you're not supposed to be out." I know it's irrational. It's irrational. It's irrational. They're not gonna mess around and mistake or forget, or it's an irrational fear. I know. Listen, I don't even want to go. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to work it out in therapy. I'm just gonna stand. I'm not going to anybody's prison. That's it. That's it. I'm not gonna work this out in therapy. I'm not gonna journal this. I'm not gonna do any. I'm not going. That's it. Once I walked out, I'm out. And I went that one time. That was it. And I was like, I had such an uneasy feeling. I was like, Lord have mercy. And the only reason I went because I had a whole bunch of people with me. So I wasn't by myself. But to go by myself, no, I'm not doing that. And I'm often asked to come speak. I was like, I'll see people. Listen, I'll talk to you when you get out. I'll come see you when you're on the outside, when you're in some program. I'll talk to any program outside. I'll be back. You got some hip hop, Harry? I'm gonna be back. Okay, that's funk, which I like.
Hi, this is Babz Rawls-Ivy from New Haven, Connecticut, and you're listening to WNHHLP 103.5 FM, streaming live at newhavenindependent.org.
While COVID may not stop a baby's heart, isn't a child with a rising fever, cough, and chills enough to make your heart skip a beat? Children are 19% of reported COVID cases, with higher rates in Hispanic and Black children. Vaccinated 6 months to 5-year-olds are 80% less likely to get COVID, which means 80% healthier New Haven 1-year-olds and 100% happier New Haven parents. To learn more, visit nhvvax.org.
I'm Southern Connecticut basketball coach Scott Burrell, born right here in New Haven. I won an NBA championship with the Chicago Bulls, so I know a great defense is a game changer. That's why I support New Haven's Health Department's Take a Shot campaign to help defend teens against meningitis. Whatever your post-high school life is, take a shot now and help keep yourself, your friends, and your family safe and healthy.
For more information, visit nhvvax.org.